What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I thought we'd carry on with the photography videos, and weather conditions today are actually quite miserable, so I thought it'd be a good idea to actually get some photography done in some different weather conditions than the last video, so you can see the difference in how the photography's done and also how the pictures come out. So it is still photos of my car, so we're going to find some new locations, see what we can find, and we'll take it from there. So I'll see you at the first location. So I have made it to the first location. However, the road that I'm on is closed at one end, but there have just been a couple of cars that have just gone down there. So obviously they're going to establish that it's closed, and then they're going to come back. So I just need to wait for them to come back, and then I can get on with some shooting. Just in case you're intrigued, the setup we're using today is a Sony A7 III with the 50mm 1.8, and I do have a new filter on it today. So this is a polarizer. And this is by a company called Earth. It looks really good. It's got really good reviews, so I thought I'd give it a go and see how they turn the shots out. So one car has just come back. Just need to wait for the other one now, and then we will get on with the shooting. Okay, so here we are. I've literally just stopped in the middle of a country lane. So it's probably not the safest place, but the trees overhanging actually look quite cool. So look at the old camera. This is with the polarizer on. So you can see how it's quite nice and dark. Obviously I'll go through the editing process again, so we can see what it's saying, but I'm just going to get some quick shots here, and then we'll go on to the next location. Okay, so I've reached the second destination, which is pretty much another country lane, but it looks quite cool because it's just a singular lane that carries on behind. So again, got the polarizer on, so I'm gonna get a few pictures of that, and then yeah, we'll go on. So we'll probably go to one more destination, and then we'll get back and edit them, because we've got quite a few today actually. So that one, the first destination, was actually pretty good. So we will have a look and see what it does. See you in a bit. Okay, and we are at the last location, which is this empty car park with a nice field behind. It is completely empty. There's a good puddle there, which I'm going to try and get a reflection shot of it. Hopefully that turns out well. And it is just starting to rain, which is brilliant, because I do really want to try to get a long exposure with the rain falling, so you can see the rain as it's falling, kind of thing. So we'll edit these. Sorry, we won't edit these. We'll take these pictures, and then I'll see you back at the house so we can give them an edit and see how they turned out. So the shots that we have coming out here, especially in that reflection shot, are actually insane. The polarizer is actually helping a lot, and it is my first time shooting with the polarizer. And obviously that is a non-edited photo. Obviously with the edit, that's going to look naughty. If you're wondering what settings I'm using to get these kind of photos, I'm using ISO 80, f1.8, and the shutter speed is 1:320. Obviously shots are turning out very clean and crisp. I might just get a few up close ones, because the ones I've got were a bit far away. So I'm just going to try and get a few up close ones, maybe try some different reflections in different areas, try and get some different shots of the car. So that one there, for example. Very moody day though, which is fantastic for automotive photography. So we'll see how these come out, and I'll be back with you. So those photos actually came out very well. I'm actually very happy with them. What I'm going to do for you car enthusiasts out there, I'm just going to give you a bit of a sound clip of my car. It does have a res delete on it. That is it at the moment. It is stage 1 remapped, so it does sound pretty good, I think. So I'll give you a bit of a sound clip, and I'll see you back home so we can give the edit. We can give the photos an edit. See you in a bit. What is up? Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that little sound clip of the car there. We are back on the computer now. I've uploaded all the photos, so I think I narrowed it down to about 30. We did take an awful lot today, can't lie to you, but I've got it down to about 30 photos. Again, obviously I'm not going to go through every single individual photo that I took today and edit each one. I'm just going to show you the concept of how I edit, and obviously it's a different kind of vibe to the last shoot, so it will be a slightly different kind of edit this time. So these are the first kind of lots of photos that we got. Oh, ignore the cat. obviously they came out quite dark. Obviously it was my first time using the polarizer, so I didn't really know how to shoot with it, but it actually came out alright, I think. Need to straighten that up, make it Instagrammable. So what? I actually quite like that shot because it's quite, I don't know, obviously the polarizer has done its job in getting rid of most of the reflections there. Obviously we can turn the highlights down, because that's, yeah, turn the highlights down, shadows up a little bit. Exposure quite bright, because again it was quite a dark photo, so temperature, turn it to a bit cool a little bit. Turn the vibrance down a little bit. Don't really touch the saturation until we're here, which will turn the blue up a little bit. And then the greenery of the background, we can, I think I'm going to go for the autumnal colours again, which worked quite nicely last time. So we'll go for that. Now I've been looking into the point curve slightly, so I believe this is the shadows, which quite a lot of the time you kind of want to, or the realistic shape, I believe, is to go for like a bit of an S shape. Which obviously this is a weird looking S. About there, that actually looks quite nice there. And turn the clarity up a little bit. I can dehaze it a little bit. It's still quite a dark photo, so we'll turn up the exposure a little bit. Is there any green? To just make the colour a bit smoother by turning down the colour noise reduction there. Then we get the linear gradient. And then you can... Does it need that? And we can turn it down slightly, and then turn the saturation down. And we'll get the radial gradient. Put it over the back of the car, because obviously that is the main focus of the image. Won't touch that, but we'll turn the contrast up a little bit. Turn the saturation off, obviously. Turn the exposure up ever so slightly. Turn the shadows. Oh, no, I don't really need to touch the shadows actually. And yeah, I would say that's a finished photo there. Obviously you can chuck the linear gradient down on the bottom there. Turn the darkness down so the bottom of the road doesn't shout too brightly, if you know what I mean. So that looks nice and clean there. So if we go into another image, which will go... Now, I'm a big fan of this photo actually, so we'll do this. So at the moment, obviously, you can see it's all a bit dark around here, so you can't really see the splitter. It's all a bit... So we'll turn up the exposure a little bit. Contrast, we'll turn that up a little bit as well. Highlights down, shadows up, so you can see the splitter a bit more. Whites down, blacks up slightly. And you have the nice reflections of the trees. You have the nice bokeh effect as well. That's the good thing about using the f1.8 really. So we'll turn that down slightly. Turn the vibrance. Turn the saturation up the blue slightly. Get the green. We'll go for the autumnal look again, as per usual. Texture up slightly. Get the point curve in. Yeah, that looks alright. Turn the clarity up a little bit. Turn the exposure up slightly, because again, it's quite a dark photo. Then you want to straighten that up slightly, make it 4x5. And I want the trees in, I want the rest of the road in. So I'm actually going to keep that as it is. Just going to chuck that in. I'll have it as dark, but turn the saturation down slightly. But then I think it's a bit too blue, if you know what I mean. So we can have that. Turn the highlights down so you can actually see the lights there. Bit here. Okay, so it's not grainy at all, I don't think. But you can just see the noise reduction making it a bit smoother. We'll chuck a bit of that on. Not too much though to worry about. And again, I think that is the finished photo there. Obviously, most of these will be edited in a very similar way. Obviously, this one will have to be straightened up. Which that doesn't look completely straight to me. But a lot of the time, you can copy the edit settings, go over to the photo and paste them, and then you can adjust it accordingly there. I mean, for this one, it's a slightly different shot. So I think I'll turn the shadows up a bit more. Pretty much all the way, I think, actually. So you can actually see what's going on. Turn the blacks up slightly. Highlights down. Do the same linear gradient here. Turn the exposure down so you can't see all the road there. Go back to the green color here, make sure that's like that, which it is, so that's perfect. Just seeing if that affected anything, but it didn't, so that's fine. And yeah, again, I would say that is the finished photo there. Now, the ones I'm really looking forward to are these. These are the reflection shots. Obviously it's a bit of a strange area, but with using muddy water. But I think the effect that I'm trying to give off is actually quite nice here. So we'll go for... we'll go for this one. First thing I'm going to do is make it even each side. Bring it up a little bit so you can see the reflection, and then we'll give it an edit. So this one we're going to see that it's obviously a bit darker of a photo, so just going to bring the exposure up ever so slightly, turn the highlights down, shadows up slightly, whites down, and the blacks up a little bit. Now it depends what kind of shot you're going for, but I do like the bit of the cold temp, as they say. And then bring the vibrance down. Go for the blue, turn that up ever so slightly. Go for that. Turn the clarity up, you get a bit more of the reflection being more prominent, really, which is nice to get. And go for that. And then, because I want this to be quite a moody shot, I'm going to bring the exposure down here quite a bit. Probably won't touch the contrast there. Turn the saturation down. And then what we're going to do, because the car's still looking quite dark, gonna get this going on, the radial gradient, turn the highlights up a little bit, turn the exposure up slightly as well. So I don't want it too over bright, if you know what I mean. But the blue there is a bit too blue. Like it doesn't really match the colour of the actual car. But I think that's just obviously how moody the shot we're going for is. Now I like the red to pop out there. Obviously, please ignore the dirtiness of the car. And then I'd actually say that's done. Again, I'm going for a new edit style that you don't really want to make it look too fake, because you could just chuck the clarity on there and then texture, but that just looks awful in my opinion. So a little bit of clarity just to make it look a bit shiny, really. Chuck a bit of a vignette on there actually. Just make the car obviously the main element in the picture that you're looking at. And then I'd say the rest of them are going to be fairly similar to edit actually, so I think that will wrap up today's video. I mean, thank you very much for stopping by. I do appreciate the support on the first video that I got, so I do appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button. Wow, can't even say that properly. And yeah, tune in for the next one. Appreciate it. Take care. Take it easy. See you later.